'Tis I, Kenatonic, and yes, it is good to be back. Let's talk about Destiny the Taken King. Now, before I get into any fun stuff, notice the wording at the bottom of this image. Destiny game expansions 1 and 2 are required to play, all included in the Legendary and Collector's editions. In other words, if you only have one of the previous expansions, or none of them, you won't be able to play the Taken King. Not exactly the best news, but it is what it is. Now, the Legendary Edition for the Taken King is gonna run you $60, and it includes the main game, House of Wolves and the Dark Below, and the Taken King. The Collector's Editions are going to cost you $80. Difference between the two of those is with the physical version, of course you get other physical goodies. But if you do have both of the previous expansions already, you can just buy the Taken King for $40. Now on to the fun stuff. The main villain of Destiny's The Taken King is Oryx, father of Crota, and he's pissed at you because you killed his son. Well, if you haven't done the Crota raid, well, he's still pissed at you. With him comes an army called the Taken. Now, the Taken are revamped versions of enemies we've met in the game already. It's pretty much like in old school games where they're enemies you meet in the first level and then you get toward the end of the game and they're a different color. This is essentially that. Taken are races that we've met before, but they're altered by Oryx's dark power. So they'll have new attacks and new behaviors. The Taken King will also introduce a new patrol area, Oryx's ship, the Dreadnought. In here, you'll of course get new missions, new patrol missions, and this is where the raid takes place. So, with all that happening in this space, it is going to be huge. I know that the size of the Dreadnought was a big concern for many. Let me assure you, it is going to be gigantic. Also, there's going to be 3 new subclasses for Asgardians to play with. Hunters will have access to the Night Stalker. Your super is called the Shadow Shot, and finally, Hunters have a support-based super. With the Shadow Shot, you can fire it into one enemy and string several enemies together, allowing you and the rest of your fire team to dismantle everything. Warlocks, we get the Stormcaller subclass, aka the Emperor Palpatine subclass. The super for this is called Storm Trance, allowing you to fire arc energy from your hands, and yet again, demolish everything. And last but certainly not least, the mighty Sunbreaker Titan. With the Sunbreaker Titan, your super is called the Hammer of Soul. This devastating hammer allows you to just run up and smack people into oblivion, or you can throw the hammer Thor style. And this finally gives Titans the Slayer type super that I've wanted them to have. Also, something worth noting, that weapon manufacturers are going to be much easier to tell the difference between. You're going to be able to tell a Suros from a Tex Machina because they'll finally look the part. Also, with the Taken King come new Crucible modes and maps. With the new modes, we get one called Mayhem Clash. If you've been complaining about supers in Destiny, then I'm sorry, because Mayhem Clash allows supers to be refueled that much faster, and it is nothing but chaos. The other new game mode is called Rift. Rift is Destiny's version of Capture the Flag, in which you capture a spark and take it to the opposing team's rift. How do you take it to the rift, you may ask? You dunk it. Or you can backflip dunk for extra points because, you know, why wouldn't you want a backflip dunk? The new maps include Bannerfall. Bannerfall is located in the last safe city on Earth in an abandoned tower. They're pretty decent sized maps with a lot of ledges and alleyways. There's going to be a lot of shotgunning and a decent amount of snipers. PlayStation exclusive map is Sector 618, located in the Cosmodrome Wall. You know, that area where you initially start the game. This map is very interesting. There's a lot of alleyways and a lot of jumping. There are going to be a lot of moments where you can find nobody and then suddenly find everyone. This kind of feels like it's going to be another one of those annoying maps, much like the other PlayStation exclusive map, Exodus Blue. Another map is called Crossroads, located on Mars. This is a pretty interesting map. It's semi-asymmetrical, but the talking points are the big teleporter in the center of the map and the man cannons along the edges. And given that heavy spawns on one side between two of those man cannons, it's going to make for some interesting super and sniper opportunities. And finally, the Frontier, located in the city perimeter on Earth, aka Twilight Gap adjacent. This is a pretty simple map. It's almost a straight line. It's going to be perfect for things like Rift. Well, I think it's going to be perfect only for Rift. There isn't really any other map to equate this to because it really feels like just a big straight line. Great news for you Xbox users out there. Any exclusives that were on the PlayStation, well, you'll get them now with the Taken King. Now there will be new exclusives that you won't be able to get your hands on until next year, but this year you'll finally be able to do the Dust Palace strike, the Undying Mind strike, and you'll finally get to use the greatest hand cannon period, the Hawkmoon. Make sure you follow iWave Games on Twitter and Instagram for the most expedient and accurate gaming news you will ever see, and in the comment section below let me know the games that you would like to see featured in What We Know. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you, Rowdy Bunch, in the next video.